Okay, thank you. Well, thank you everybody for supporting Puppy Jake Foundation. My name is Maggie. I'm actually from Puppy Jake Foundation, here to spend a few minutes with you guys and talk to you about what our foundation does. So we actually started back in February of 2013. We are named after this young man on your screen, the actual Puppy Jake. He began his life several years ago trying to become a service dog, actually with another organization here in the Des Moines area. Jake loves everybody and is not capable of focusing on a single person, so he was unable to complete service dog training work. The lady who had been working with him and training him actually adopted her to become her own pet dog. She decided there was a huge need in the community for service dogs and organizations that train them. So she decided to start her own foundation. Having so many veterans in her family and in her close friends, she decided to theme hers specifically for veterans and name it after her dear sweet puppy Jake. So that's where we got our name and kind of where we came from. Next, please.
Of course.
We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are dedicated to helping our military veterans by providing them with these amazing, life-changing, well-bred, socialized, and professionally trained service dogs. All of our dogs are, of course, very well bred, socialized both with each other, with other animals, such as these wonderful cats over here, with other dogs, as well as with people. And they are professionally trained by actual professionals. We do provide these service dogs to our combat wounded military veterans at no cost to the veteran. Since we are a nonprofit organization, that's how we are able to accomplish that feat. We are subsistent upon donations, of course. I understand you guys have raised a ton of money for us so far, as you did last year. Thank you again for all of your support. Those funds are going to pay for the training, the health care, the yummy, yummy kibbles of our service dogs. While the dogs are in training, Puppy Jake Foundation covers all the costs associated with raising and training those dogs, such as veterinary bills and food. Like I mentioned, we did start in February of 2013, so we've been around for a while now. Got a lot of experience under our belts. By the time we place a service dog with their veteran, we have invested approximately $20,000 into their training and healthcare well-being, which is why we're always so grateful for everyone, every organization who is willing to support us financially. We do have well over 25 service dogs currently living with and servicing their veterans, including 2 more getting ready to be placed with their veterans next Wednesday. Very exciting time for us. Yes, sir. And at any given time, we do have approximately 20 to 25 service dogs in training. We get all of our puppies from very good breeders from across the country. We want to make sure that moms and dads of the puppies have health clearances to make sure that their hips, eyes, hearts, and elbows are nice and healthy. That's a good indication that their puppies will be very healthy as well. While the service dogs are in training, they do live with foster families. These are incredibly dedicated volunteers and volunteer families who work with professional training staff to raise and train the service dogs. Fostering sessions last between 4 and 10 months and rotate periodically. We have puppy fosters, we have adolescent dog fosters, and then some of the older dog fine-tuning type training fosters as well. All of our fosters are volunteers from the community, very dedicated, wonderful people. We could not do what we do without them. We do train golden retrievers and Labrador retrievers. We find that temperament-wise, as well as size-wise, those breeds are extremely good for the type of service dog work we do. They want to please their people, and they will work for kibble. The training program does begin when our puppies are only 8 weeks old. It's amazing what those tiny little fluff balls can learn. Their little brains are like little sponges just soaking up all the information. And the training does take approximately 2 years to complete, sometimes a touch more, sometimes a touch less. Our training program does consist of weekly training classes, which our wonderful foster volunteers bring their dogs to and work with our professional training staff. We go on quarterly outings, as well as give our fosters some homework after class so that we can make sure that they are taking the time and working with their service dogs in training, and it helps us track any potential issues and track their progress. We also have our fosters drop their dogs off once to twice a month to do some one-on-one training with our trainer, and we also do evaluations at the end of each fostering session. We also have some travel trips throughout the course of our training program. This allows us to give the service dogs in training some opportunities to learn things that we might not necessarily have here in central Iowa, such as going to the beach or a very large city. Of course, riding on an airplane is something that we want them to understand how to do, because hopefully now that the veteran has their service dog, they will feel comfortable and empowered enough to hopefully go on vacation or maybe even travel for work. Some of the ways that these service dogs are being trained to help their veterans is to help them not only navigate crowds, but feel more comfortable in crowds. They can watch from behind. So if a veteran is in line somewhere or in a crowd, if someone is approaching them from behind, the dog can alert them ahead of time so that they're less startled. They can also create some physical space in between their veteran and a person. Putting a 60 to 80 pound dog in front of you is a good way to give yourself a little breathing room if the veteran is uncomfortable with people being too close. Thank you. They can, of course, be a wonderful calming influence for their veterans. That bond happens real quickly. They become their best friends. They can help interrupt some flashbacks, possibly wake their veteran from nightmares, and even help alleviate some anxious behaviors. Ultimately, the goal is to help these veterans feel more comfortable both at home, out in public, hopefully even help them get to a place where they can go back to work if that is in their future. We want to have these dogs be there for their veterans to just make them feel better and more secure, help alleviate some of those symptoms of PTSD. We also do train our dogs to help with some mobility assistance tasks. So many of our veterans returning home do have some troubles with their back or hip, possibly knees even. So these dogs can help by picking up a dropped item. If you drop your TV remote or your car keys, they can help by picking that up. They can turn on a light switch, which is helpful for a veteran potentially returning home to a dark room. The dog can turn on the light for them ahead of time if that's an anxious point for the veteran. They can also help by opening doors and drawers by using little tugs and pressing some automatic door buttons, which is helpful if a veteran has maybe a cane or a walker or just has their hands full. I always do like to take a quick note and remind everyone of basic service dog etiquette. When you do see these teams of a person in need with their service dog out in public, please do your best to go ahead and ignore that service dog. I know they're cute and fluffy and I want to pet them too, but it is actually a bit of a disruption for the dog working and for the person. They're probably just trying to get on with their day. Thank you. Of course, everything we do here at Puppy Jake Foundation, what you're doing to help support our mission here is ultimately for all of our veterans. So thank you everyone for your time, for your fundraising efforts today. We are trying to help the veterans in this manner. If you are, or if you know of a veteran in need of a service dog, the first step to applying to receive a service dog through the Puppy Jake Foundation is simply to go to our website under the Puppy Jake program, There's a link called How to Apply for a Dog. That'll take you to a little application for a veteran in need of a service dog. And if you are interested in volunteering with our organization, we have a list of volunteering orientations and classes available here at this link as well. If you have any questions or care to contact me directly, my name is Maggie. My email is maggie@puppyjakefoundation.org, and our website is puppyjakefoundation.org. Thank you everybody for your time today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your fundraising efforts.